Thursday, August 29th. Today is a shot day, and I did weigh myself this morning. I weighed in at 243.4, and last time was 245.4. That's a 2-pound loss. So yes, going in the right direction. My Fitbit tells me that I have achieved a 40-pound loss so far. So, rock on for that. Feeling pretty good, all things considered. I had a couple nights of kind of poor sleep. Last night was better. I was so excited in my last video, although I didn't really act like it, but I hadn't had palpitations for a very long time. Having palpitations again. They started yesterday, I think, and I've had a number of them today already. Don't love that. I also did start training for my new job yesterday, so maybe there's a correlation there. I know a lot of people's palpitations are triggered by anxiety, so maybe that's what's going on with me. I don't know. I'm almost to the point where I feel like just giving up to try to figure out what's causing them, because the medical community doesn't seem to have any idea what is causing them for really anybody. So it's just kind of frustrating. The new job is okay. Like I said, yesterday was my first day. Today will be my second day. It was supposed to be training for 3 days, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And instead, it sounds like it was training yesterday. They wanted us to finish up, if we could, after work, and so we could start taking calls today. I was working a little bit over 6, and my husband's like, aren't you supposed to be done by now? And I was like, yeah, but they kind of want us to do this. And then I thought, you know what, screw this. They said 3 days of training. So I have a couple more things to finish up today. I start in another hour, I think, is when my day starts. I've already signed up for 4 hours, like 18 hours next week. I do carpool next week, so my hours are kind of weird. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be too difficult. It doesn't sound like it will. I think it's just going to be getting into a rhythm. Like if you don't answer the call within 3 seconds, you fail the call. If you don't give an empathy statement and then tie in a willingness to assist statement together at the beginning, you fail the call. If you don't brand at the end, you fail the call. Like there's a lot of little things like that that will take some time getting into. And quite honestly, I'll probably use the same vernacular every time, just tweak it to, whatever words they say they're calling in about, like, hey, I got this letter, I want to know more about it, or just whatever. Like that'll be the hard part, but basically I'll probably just keep the verbiage the same as long as I can find something that fits well. I've been super hungry lately, and especially in the morning. Like in the summertime, I wasn't getting up until probably 8 or 8:30, sometimes 9, depending on the day, because the kids would sleep in or just do their own things or whatever. But this last week, getting up at 6:45, I've been almost like ravenously hungry within about an hour of waking up. And that's, before I wouldn't eat until noon, and that was fine. Sometimes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And now I'm just like so hungry in the morning. I was just at Smith's just looking around to see what they had, clearanced out. And I grabbed some apples, and I just felt like I was going to throw up. All of a sudden, I was just so hungry. It's so weird when that happens. So I don't know. I'm assuming it's just because I'm waking up earlier, and so my body is just, maybe I was sleeping through these feelings and over summer. I don't know. But yeah, I'm so irritated at buying cryptocurrency. I'm trying to do this another group buy. I've been trying to do it for like 2.5 weeks now, and my card wasn't working, my debit card. So I tried this other method of buying PayPal crypto. I think maybe I told you guys about this. And then they wouldn't release it, and it was like a whole crap show. So then I got my new driver's license that has an expiration date that's more than 3 months out. So I went through my regular way of going through my Exodus wallet through Ramp. And they were like, oh, your card has, your authentication failed. So I called my credit union, and I was on the phone with them for like a half hour, and they finally thought that they had figured it out. So then I let them go. And then a couple hours later, it was like, okay, it's gone through, but now it's, it's under review. So, um, we'll let you know in a couple hours. That's what the crypto purchasing site said. And like an hour and a half later, I get an email saying, oh no, the authorization failed. So this didn't go through again. And I was like, what the hell? So I checked the next day. Well, on the bank side of things, they've already taken the money out as pending. But on the purchasing side of things, they're like, no, the transaction failed. So I think they probably did one of those, I don't know, like where they test to make sure you have enough money in there. And even though my bank was like, yeah, cool, take it, for some reason Ramp was like, no, we're going to pass. So now my money's like in this weird limbo where Ramp doesn't have it, but my bank still looks like it was an authorized purchase. So Ramp says I should get it back in a couple days. The only thing I could think of is maybe it was because I had so many authorization declines on that day before my bank finally like white flagged it and said, yeah, this purchase is fine to go through. It's not fraud. So I guess when the money shows back in my account again, I will attempt to make the purchase again and see how it goes. Because this site that I'm going through, they have 60 milligram vials that they're offering for the first time. And it's a pretty good price. It's less than the 30 milligrams were. So, and if I'm, doing 5 milligrams every 3 days, that's basically between a 10 and a 12 and a half milligram shot, every 7 days is kind of what that equals out to. So with my milligrams being up, I'm going through vials faster. I would like to have a 60 milligram vial because then I can, push that out farther. So, but I need my crypto to work before I can make the purchase. It's so dumb. Oh, guys, cryptocurrency, medicine. And it's expensive to do this. And my husband's like, well, just get off it. Just stop doing it. He's like, there's other ways to lose weight. You could do carnivore, you could exercise, this, that, and the other. And I have done carnivore in the past. I've done keto in the past, and I have lost weight, but it's very hard for me to stay with such I don't want to call it it is restrictive, but I mean, if you're eating ribeyes or, good cuts of meat, it's luxurious in that sense, but it's also restrictive in the sense that, okay, well, now I'm not eating fruit. I'm not having vegetables. Not that I eat a lot of vegetables anyway, but, I would like to have broccoli when I want it, or corn, or a salad, or whatever. So it's restrictive in that manner. With the shots, I really feel like I do have a metabolic issue and that it's helping, not necessarily figure it out, but allowing it to do what it needs to do. So if I went off the medication, I feel like I would gain the weight back or I would have an extremely hard time continuing to lose weight. I am one of those people where I fully expect once I get down to a maintenance weight, like whatever my goal weight is, whatever that ends up being, I will probably always be on some form of this type of medication. I mean, it's not going to be in such high doses. I'll be tapering down the doses at that stage until I can find a nice homeostasis. But if it is a metabolic issue and my body is unable to do the work on its own, I'm going to stay on the medication, much like if I had heart disease and I had to be on meds for that, or if I had type 1 diabetes and I had to be on meds for that. Like, I feel like it's a medical issue and it's nothing to be ashamed of to have to be on these, even if it's in the long term, for the long haul. So still haven't started exercising. We talked about that last time. I was contemplating it, have not started that yet. Shocking, I know. It's been a lot of stuff going on with the kids being back in school and me anticipating starting this job and just everything. It's excuses. I get it, but it's been a lot lately. So, all right. I do believe that's it. I will see you guys in another 3 days. Bye.